Hi, welcome to this week's video. We do a little bit of tidying around the raised beds and go to the IMT for our driving licences. A couple of other bits as well, so you know, if you'd like to follow along, see how we get on.
Building inspector's back. Is he doing it right, Mabel? Whoops! Just inspecting the tools, making sure they're good enough quality. Now we'll have a look at what you're doing.
I've got some screws, look. I'm going to put them in there when you go.
Because it's noisy.
Oh, why? Well then, off you go. Yeah. So, Mabel, going to the all-you-can-eat buffets, decided she's found a new way of doing it, which is stand in it and eat everything you can.
Get off them tomatoes!
Seems to have decided she likes onions. I'm going to have to get her down because she's just going to eat everything.
Just harvested these radish this morning. I'm really proud. Look at the size of that one. They've really grown. We'll have those tonight with a salad.
So I've recently built these three raised beds, and I filled them full of straw. I have got base branches and some tiles to stop anything coming up from underneath. I just thought I'd show you the difference in them. So this one I built about a week, maybe a week and a half ago, and I filled it to the top with straw. And after the other beds, which we've got veg in, sank so much, especially the far one there. As you can see, the soil level has sunk quite a lot. I thought I'd do a little bit of an experiment first. So what I've done is filled these three beds, and I've filled them over full. And over the last few days, just watered them down, and that's how much this bed sunk. And then this has been up for a couple of days, and that's sunk about 4 or 5 inches. And this one I've done today, and as you can see it's still quite full. What I'm doing is watering them a bit so that the straw can weigh itself down under the weight of the water and what have you, and break down a little bit. You can see on that one just how much it's gone down. So that's why when I've put soil in the other ones they've gone down so much. So what I'm going to do in future if I build any more is fill them right to the top with straw, as I have done these two. We haven't got any topsoil, compost or whatever we're going to put in these at the moment, so they've got plenty of time just to sink down. We don't intend really planting out in these while probably September time, so we've got plenty of time to sort some topsoil or something out to go in there. So Mabel and Annie aren't very happy this morning because they've had a day in the shed. It's not very big, but it's big enough for them. We did bring them out for a little bit on a tether just to have a bit of food outside, but yeah, with it been raining and if the grass is too wet they can't eat it, so yeah, they've spent a bit of time inside with it being raining the last few days. I'm going to put them out now, but I've just realised that the battery on the electric fence is flat, or very nearly. So I've just got the solar charger out. I'm just going to put that on. It's not very powerful, so it'll take it a long time to charge up, but with the battery having some power in it already, run the electric fence. Okay. Could do with a bigger one, and we are thinking of getting some more solar and maybe going off grid, but it's a bit, I don't know, it's one of them I keep thinking about, but I just am certain on it, and we'll have to look a bit more into it. As I say, this will put me some power back in my battery. I usually use it on the caravan, just to top up if I need to. But with us being with the battery being out here, it obviously doesn't get charged with the caravan, so yeah, I'm just going to do this for now. This will put a bit of power in, keep it topped up. And just have to move it round as the sun comes round a bit. Well, that should do us. Let's see if we can get Annie and Mabel behind the fence now. Should be fun. As you see, Annie can be a bit awkward to get out, but Mabel just runs out. She's straight out here. The electric fence is getting a little slack, but that's because Mabel decides to run through it. We'll just have the ends out. That's the 3 girls out. No, get your head out of there. Oop. The hens like to see if they can get in the goat pen. That's that little job. Saying about solar, I mean, we've got this little panel and it's great, you know, but it does sort of one battery and we can't power anything else. We have a generator which is okay in winter to take down the land and use any tools off, but summer we're not allowed to have the generator running, so I'm thinking of getting something bigger solar wise. But I'm a bit iffy whether to just get something to power the tools down the land, or whether to get a solar system that will power the house as well. Maybe need both, I don't know. I'm still looking into that sort of thing. But yeah, I think, you know, going off grid is a good idea. But we have our own water from the borehole, which obviously we've got to have enough power to run the borehole pump, as well as everything else what we have running. So I'm sort of looking into it and thinking of different ways of doing it. We also have no hot water system at the moment, so again, solar heat pump or boiler, you know, electric or gas boiler. Yeah, there's a lot of things we can look at before we decide what we're going to have. So at this moment in time, yeah, we're just looking into a lot of things. Obviously price comes into it as well as everything else, but I would prefer to go solar, but I ain't sure about winter, whether we get enough power for what we want to use, how much that sort of system would be. So I'm just starting to look into that now. As you can see, the lettuce the farmer gave us early on is starting to bolt now, but we have got a few in the middle what haven't. Got some pepino, cucumber, which yeah, they're doing quite well. In fact, there's a couple of flowers on there, but they need staking, which we'll do today. And these in the middle are radish, which has, yeah, started to flower, started to go to seed. So I don't think they'll be any good for eating at the moment. I don't know. Have to look into that. But again, just an idea of how much the soil's gone down. So giving it a chance to go down in the first place before putting the soil on is a better idea, I think.
This morning I'm going to make some bread. It's just a very basic recipe, and I did find it difficult at first, but I found out that I was proving it when it was too hot outside. So I've now started proving it indoors, and it's turning out a lot better. So I've got 600 grams of flour in the bowl. I'm now going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm going to sit that in a well in the centre of the flour. I've got my 14 ounces of finger hot water, so like body temperature. And I'm going to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast to that. give that a good mixing. I'm now going to put 2.5 teaspoons of salt in, but I'm going to put it, I'll just grab the camera and show you. So the sugar's in the middle, and I'm just going to put the salt around the edge. Because as you know, salt will stop the fermentation of the yeast. So that's got a nice cloudy colour now as the water and the yeast. So again, I'm going to put that in the centre. And that will go in the mixer for 7 minutes. I'm going to just mix it till it comes together with the paddle whisk, and then it will be 7 minutes with the dough hook. So that's now mixed with the paddle, and I'm just going to swap the paddle for the dough hook. And now I'm going to mix that for 7 minutes. So that's mixed nice and smooth. I'm just going to scrape it off the dough hook, as much of it as I can. So I've got that into a ball in the middle, and I've just put some oiled cling film on the top, and I'll just leave that till it doubles in size. Usually takes around 1 to 2 hours. So that's the bread in the oven on 210. I think it's supposed to be 220, but this is a fan oven, so it just goes on a little bit lower on 210. So that's had about 20 minutes on 210. And I'll just leave it to cool now, and then we'll probably have it tomorrow for breakfast.
So I'm just topping up this raised bed, which I showed you earlier dropped down a lot. I'm just going to put some in the other one as well. When it rains, or if it rains, it'll drop down again. If it doesn't rain, I'll just water it and let it sink and compress itself. Then I don't need to put as much compost in the top, or soil, or whatever we put in. That was what was tying the bushels of corn together. So I've put quite a lot of straw in that one. This one will only need about a barrel full, I would think, just to top it up.
I bought some new pots from Leroy Merlin's yesterday. They're about 23.5 centimetres across, and there was only £2.9 each, and they're proper terracotta. So I'm going to repot the chives that I bought from Lidl, and the mint and the basil that I've grown from seed. They're all ready to be done. So I've just found some little bits of broken tile from around the Quinta, just to make drainage in the bottom of the pots and so that the soil doesn't fall through. And now I'm going to start and fill each pot with the compost. Just going to see if that's high enough. Maybe not, just a little bit more. It's pot bound. I'll just tease some of the roots out a little bit. Just stick that in there and then continue to fill it up. So that's the mint, the chives and the basil all potted. I'm just going to display those near the bathroom for now, because with the builders starting I don't want them too near the house because they'll get broken. So that's the pots in place. This old pot here that's broken in half, we're going to have to, well, Steve's going to have to drill it for drainage, and then I'm going to pot some more herbs in it, or a big plant of some kind. And this one I thought about popping a little pot inside with something trailing out. So if anybody's got any ideas of anything that trails that I could put in there, if you could leave that in the comments for me below, that'd be great. Thank you. So I've just harvested some radish that was starting to bolt. I don't want to take them all at once because I think they'll go off before we eat them, so I'm afraid they're just going to have to take the chance, but they're quite big. Lovely. And Steve's just tying these pepinos, cucumbers. I don't know if you can see, there's some flowers in there. And this one, that's got some flowers on. That one's huge.
That one's not bad. That one's quite a big one. That one's just a single thing at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'll leave that one for a minute.
I'm going to get this really big one.
Get this big one that seems to fold it all over. Now I don't know whether I'm doing this right.
You've got to be careful you don't damage the roots.
Yeah, well, I'm being careful, don't work pushing too hard, too fast. But I saw a video where somebody had just tied them to a stake. Whether that's right or whether it was just what they were doing to make them, you know, to get them to start to climb, I don't know. But what I'm going for is just a single stake and just loop them just to hold them up while the tendrils get hold. As I said before, my knot tying's not very good, so as long as it holds them up and out the way. And I think Debbie showed you these some flowers coming. There's a couple on the bottom down there. One starting there by the look of it, so hopefully we might get some cucumbers, pepinos.
Are you leaving the two in the middle for now? Or are you going to stake those?
Well, that one I'm going to leave at the moment because it's just one. No, I don't know, that one's a different one.
There's 4 there. I thought there was 3.
I did as well. I was going to leave the single one because it just seemed to be stood on its own without any help.
Oh, that sun's hot.
Yeah, so I need some more steaks. I was just going to do 4. I'll go and get some more. Yeah, that one's heading over that way, isn't it? So we'll have another one in there. I'm quite away from the
Ropes.
actual stalk coming out the ground, so hopefully away from the ropes. And we'll just have that. We've got them bunched a bit too close together. We didn't really know how far away to plant them.
It's just a learning curve this year.
Same with the tomatoes, we've put them a bit close together as well, but we'll learn.
We've learnt we've put far too many lettuce in. But
Yep.
in all fairness to us, those are the ones we bought. And these ones in this raised bed are all that the farmer gave us. I didn't really want to say no and insult him, so... But we have used some of them. And these that are bolting now, the goats and the chickens are enjoying them, so they're not going to waste.
Say anything.
Go.
Very little goes to waste. We like to recycle as much as possible. What we can't recycle, we try and give to other people to use if they need it, like the straw. Some of the tin panels were given to one of Debbie's friends.
Yeah, she's going to do raised beds the same as we've done.
The blocks will be used for hardcore in the barns when the builders have gone, hopefully.
Yep, and then we can concrete the floors in the barns. And the old roof tiles we're going to break up for the driveway.
Between your raised beds.
And between the raised beds.
And I've also put some at the bottom of the beds, so I've laid them out as tiles and then flattened them so that they're like a hardcore base, so nothing can come up from underneath, hopefully.
Like moles and things like that.
Yeah. And I put like 2 good layers and then the compost on the top, which should hold them all.
Well, you've got straw on next, haven't you?
Yeah, straw and then compost.
Straw and sticks.
Yeah, when it compacts down, it should hold all the tiles in place. I don't think a mole should be able to just walk up and lift them. Well, hopefully not.
Mabel's been very nosy and inquisitive.
Mabel's always nosy and inquisitive.
She is. What are you doing, Mabel? You've been enjoying your snacks?
Yeah, I've just been giving them a few weeds from down here.
And I've given them some lettuce, not a lot, just a bit.
If anybody sees I'm doing wrong thing here and thinks they should have something better to climb on, if you leave us a message below, because as Debbie said, we're learning and we'll take advice from anybody who wants to give it.
Yes, so these are the watermelons that I've grown from seed from the watermelon the farmer gave us last year. I don't know if they're going to be successful, but again, it's all a learning curve. The peppers are coming on better now that we've started to give them manure. And the strawberries we need a lot more of. The onions are doing fantastic. We've already had an onion, used that last night. The tomatoes, as Steve said, we've put far too many in together. They told us in the shop to do that and it's wrong. Because the sun can't get through to ripen them, and also there's more chance of getting disease from one plant to another.
So but we have loads of tomatoes.
We've got loads of tomatoes on them. So I think we will get some tomatoes this year, but next year we'll do it a bit differently.
So that's all that side tied up.
Yeah, brilliant.
There's only 3 pepinos at this side.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, 4 at that side. So I'm going to use that cane and put that single one in.
Oh, okay.
What I weren't going to put a post in, but since I've got one.
So today we're on our way to Castelo Branco to collect our Portuguese driving licences. Steve filled the form in online. He said it was quite easy to do. It didn't take very long to do at all. I think you needed your UK driving licence and a certificate of, was it authenticity, Steve, from the UK government? And what else did you need?
You need a medical.
Here in Portugal, which you can get at a driving school. I got mine done at the hospital, but then when Steve went up they said they didn't do them, so he had to go to the driving school.
I didn't actually, we did it online.
Oh right, did you?
Yeah, we did the medical online.
Okay.
There's an online place where you can go, but it's quite expensive. And they send the documents direct to IMT, so you don't have to worry about that.
Which was the same with the medical that I had at the hospital in Fundão.
And you also need your residency card, but they don't have to be uploaded as PDF files. We had ours as JPEGs and they wouldn't accept that. Then it took them about 2 weeks, I think, to send us an email to say, yeah, they're ready, come and collect them. So we've got to go today to collect them. We've got, because we're in Castelo Branco, we don't need to make an appointment, but if you're in Lisbon or somewhere like that, you do have to make an appointment to collect them. So today we've got to go take our driving licences, the validation from
that's
UK
right, the validation
government,
certificate from the UK, yeah.
and our residence permit card. That's all we need.
As far as we know, so we'll let you know how we get on. We said we'd let you know how we got on at the IMT to change our driving licence. We made the mistake of not making an appointment because on the website it says you can make an appointment or you can just turn up. We turned up at 1:30, which was a big mistake because Portuguese lunchtime. Out of the 4 desks there was only 1 person on and the room was absolutely packed. We waited about 2 hours to be seen, and then it took about 10 minutes to take your photograph, take some details off you, and then they print you a paper form out which is the equivalent of the Portuguese driving licence. She said the actual card licence would be sent to us, I don't know when, but the paper licence is valid until December, so we just have to wait now. So yeah, if you are going to go down to the offices, to the IMT for your driving licence, I think it would probably be best if you made an appointment. I wish we had.
So that's us back from Castelo Branco after getting our driving licences sorted. Done a little bit of shopping as well. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the notification bell. You can also follow us on the links below on Facebook and Instagram. Cheers, bye.